Hi gamers, and welcome to Nick and Gary's video game channel. Today I'll be reviewing Marvel's Spider-Man, developed by Insomniac Games and published by Sony Interactive Entertainment exclusively for the PlayStation 4 and released on the 7th of September 2018. With Marvel being one of the world's biggest entertainment properties, and after the success of the Batman Arkham titles, it was only a matter of time before we got more superhero video games. Spider-Man is one of the most well-known characters from the Marvel, and box office earnings speak for themselves. Of course, we have had plenty of Spider-Man games in the past, some of them good and some not so good, but none of them have the incredibly detailed visuals, world-class mocap with audio to match them. The attention to detail in Insomniac's first attempt at the web slinger is just outstanding. The presentation is what you would expect from a first-party PlayStation title like the Uncharted series, The Last of Us and Horizon Zero Dawn, with the story being the main focus, using some of the best voice actors in the industry to bring Peter Parker, Mary Jane Watson, Aunt May and the numerous villains in Spidey's universe to life. They all look and sound so realistic, like Sony's other offerings. It sometimes feels more like an interactive movie than a video game. The opening scene in Peter's apartment kicks things off pretty quickly. The news articles show you most of the bad guys have been caught and locked up, but Pete's big fish to catch is heard over the police scanner. He quickly tries to eat, put on his suit, while avoiding his normal priorities in life to go and protect the people of New York. It's not an easy gig for a teenager. No time to eat or pay the rent when you have Kingpin to take down. The cinematic scenes are all done in real time, so the transition from cutscene to gameplay is just seamless. Swinging through New York City is fairly simple. You press and hold R2, then release at a specific time depending on if you want to go higher or lower. Simply press and hold R2 again for Spidey to web swing to the nearest building or tree to keep the momentum going. Pressing X will allow you to dash forward briefly, or you can pull both triggers at the same time to point launch to a specific building, ledge or pole. It all feels very smooth and natural. You could honestly just search the city for hours looking for iconic locations like the Avengers Tower and get totally lost in how alive and colourful the world is while watching civilians go about their day in the streets below. The game does borrow a lot of things from Batman, and that's not being negative. The Arkham series is an incredible achievement for storytelling and gameplay in an open world, and Spider-Man puts its own spin on things just a little bit. There are plenty more buildings just like the Avengers Tower hidden throughout the city. See if you can find them. Crimes appear all over the city, and you earn crime points for completing them. They mostly consist of robberies and drug raids or stolen vehicle chases. The combat is very fluid and consists of ground strikes and air strikes, along with gadgets to help you along the way. Objects around the world like trash cans, mailboxes or car doors can be swung at enemies and are actually required to break down shielded enemies or large enemies. The dodge move is the most important and works very much like Batman's counter, but you don't actually attack the enemy. You simply slide under them or jump over them, or maybe a quick web shot to the face. Anyone who has played the Arkham series will pick up the combat controls fairly quickly. Using various gadgets to stun enemies or web them up is one way to quickly clear out a horde and earn crime tokens that unlock suits or gadget upgrades. I apologise for making the comparison yet again, but the stealth missions play out very similar to the Arkham games. Webbing people from above or striking them when no one is watching is very satisfying, especially hearing Spidey's quips. He really doesn't shut up and is absolutely perfect hearing him trash talk enemies. Using gadgets and stealth is also satisfying, especially the trip web after you unlock it. Watching two bad guys get stuck together is hilariously satisfying. Unfortunately, the stealth missions with Mary Jane Watson and Miles are not as fun. They are pretty simple, but in my opinion appear too often and break up pacing. It's as simple as avoiding enemies and not being seen by distracting them to get by. These, along with some of the side missions like finding and catching pigeons and the challenges to chase drones and take down bombs, are rather difficult and get very repetitive, although I do expect some people to enjoy these. The boss fights are a mixed bag. They do have plenty of them though, and they are spaced out perfectly, but not executed as well as they could have been. It's an area Insomniac will hopefully improve in the Miles spin-off on PS5 in the inevitable sequel, and Garfield tends to agree with me. The main thing I wasn't expecting to enjoy so much was Peter, especially the relationship between him and MJ. They really got the struggle right, and the chemistry between them is perfect. I can honestly say this story is better than the films. They just got everything right, and you can tell they took their time to make sure the story was going to affect you on an emotional level and not be something you quickly forgot. Overall, the game is a solid 8.5 out of 10 for me. I would highly recommend it to anyone just for the story alone. Thanks for watching my video, and please hit the like and subscribe buttons, and have a great day, and please take care.